Welcome to Ourroottv. My name is Titilayo Lawal. The headlines: Area of Ado stresses need for a palace museum. We will take African beauty to Paris. Ourroottv. Coca stresses need for tourism collaborative statistics. The news and details. Area of Ado stresses need for a palace museum. The area of Ado Ekiti, Oba Dr. Rufus Adeyemo Adejuigbe Aladesomi III has stressed the need for the establishment of a palace museum in the city so as to further help in propagating the culture of the people to the outside world, as well as ensure heritage preservation and presentation of Ado Ekiti people's patrimony. Obade Dube made this ascension during a courtesy call on His Royal Highness at his palace in Ado Ekiti by the combined team of National Museum Oshogbo, Osun State and the Ekiti State Bureau of Culture, Arts and Tourism recently. Speaking during the visit facilitated by the Executive Secretary of the Bureau, Mr. Yomi Longe, the Curator, National Museum Oshogbo, Mr. Olakunle Makinde, informed the Kabiyesi and Ewi in council that the visit was to sensitize them on the need for the establishment of a palace museum or national museum in the state. According to him, Ekiti is one among the southwest states that does not have a branch of the National Museum. Obade Dube expressed optimism that the museum project for Ado Ekiti is done deal. According to him, the outdated military administration under General Ibrahim Babangida in 1988 had then promised during a visit to the Ewi regions and the states to establish a museum for the state. However, the project got delayed due to reasons known to the government then. But now that the Ekiti State Bureau for Culture has taken up the coordination in conjunction with National Museum Oshogbo, Osun State, it believes the dream shall be realized. Kabiyesi immediately promised to donate a building for the project and directed that a technical committee to include the palace, traditional council, the bureau be set up in conjunction with the NCMM to work out modality for the actualization of the project. Obade Dube further added that the nonchalant attitude of governments to the museum project have led to the theft and destruction of many traditional cultural objects of the state. We will take African beauty to Paris. Ourroottv. Under the banner of Imperial House of Culture, the cultural promoter and female advocate Ourroottv Ourroottv has established the need to unveil her plans to exhibit African cultural values in France. This is strictly to ignite the European audience about Africa, to award the promoters of African culture and domestic tourism. The exhibition with the tag Redefine African Together through tourism and culture, while the award known as prestigious African Awards. Ourroottv, in an interactive section with journalists at the Palace of Alafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Olayiwola Adeyemi III, pointed out, having dedicated the rest of my life and the defense of my culture and my gender, I have decided to promote African culture. It focuses in rebranding the image of Africa at the international market. We will storm Paris with African beauty. It is our responsibility now to showcase the world the uniqueness in our culture, art and tradition. The event will be attended by African royal fathers, stakeholders in the domestic tourism sector, beauty pageant and media professionals. This is an exhibition of creative expression with symposium that would enlighten the public about what it meant to be an Africa, Ourroottv concluded. The events in the exhibition are Africa Fashion Exhibition, Africa Music Movie, cultural exhibitions, seminar, and Africa beauty pageant. Coker stresses need for tourism collaborative statistics. Director General of Nigeria Tourism Development Corporation, NTDC, Mr. Folorunso Coker, stressed the need for a working collaboration between data collection organizations, private and public, crystallize Nigerian tourism data overview. Coker, who said this in a brief chat with journalists at the weekend, disclosed that there are other data banks from technologies used by banks, telecom companies and airlines, among others, that could be used to crystallize other overview of tourism data. While describing statistics at the overview that allows correction of strategies and policies, the NTDS boss commended the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) for its commitment to using the Tourism Satellite Account (TSA) framework to ensure a more robust and realistic aggregation of tourism statistics in Nigeria. He noted that the symbiotic relationship between government agencies is for the benefit of Nigeria, while opining that this is the first time statistics will capture tourism and its relevance to GDP. Coker then emphasized the need for stakeholders and the Nigerian tourism value chain to synergize the strength of domestic tourism to realize the maximum potential of the money-spinning industry and the Nigerian economy, thereby improving the contribution of the sector to Nigerians' GDP. That is the end of the news on Ourroottv, read by Titilayo Lawal.